Hey, fine people, thanks for checking out my video. Appreciates it. If you likes what you sees, please hit the like and subscribe button. Welcome, journey, entering. Let's go.
I didn't go for the paycheck. Like our part of how we structured Kickstarter was from the beginning saying we never wanted to sell or go public, and that like Kickstarter as a place for new ideas to have the potential to exist, like that should just be like a public utility that just like does its job and it's just a service and it's just there for people. And that our feeling was if we if someone's trying to financially maximize this platform, it will not be that. It will lose that.
Love that.
It will become exploitive. And so the most meaningful outcome long term is for this to just be itself and to not change. Like we looked at Craigslist as a model, and I still look at Craigslist as a phenomenal model in business, and where you're just content to be what you are, and you're not trying to ask any more of anybody than what they need you for.
Right.
But what's interesting is that, for us as founders, that meant from the beginning, we said, hey, we're never going to try to exit. We never, the three of us never had any desire for wealth, really. Like, we're creative people that just happen to have this idea, and it's like, well, I guess this means we're starting a company.
Yeah.
But there's a moment, it was like I stepped down as CEO 3 years ago, and it was like a week or two afterwards, I went and had lunch with a buddy of mine who's also a CEO, who had left his company a while before, and his company had gone public. And I found out that day that he had unloaded, he revealed to me, $40 million worth of shares that day. And we're having lunch. And I'm coming in, and I'm like there to meet him to pitch him my next 10 ideas for like the next thing I want to do, because I just have more energy than I even know what to do with. And he ends up throwing up during lunch. And saying, and he's just, all he could say was like, I can't just be an investor. Like, I don't know what I'm going to be. But I remember at that moment feeling, I am glad I'm hungry. I'm glad I'm glad I don't face that existential question of, well, what now? What stage of humanity is this?
Right.
So at that moment, I felt very grateful for that choice of just, for us selling the company was what it felt like, extricating ourselves from the community that we were representing. And I don't think that's the case for every company. Like there are companies I advise and invest in where I'm like, you should try to sell for as much as possible. That is the right outcome. That's what makes sense for a business like this. But for Kickstarter, seeing itself as a public trust, wanting to help creative people put ideas in the world, just like being a place of possibility, to us, that's what felt like would produce the most credible long-term outcome.